Hello, YouTube. Today I decided to make this video. I thought, even though it's a few days late, I thought it'd be a perfect time to again just kind of repeat my opinion really on the Netflix Devil May Cry anime. I did do a review when the first season came out, but I thought I'd just clarify like how much I like the show because I have done a lot of content for it. Like I really enjoy doing edits. I always try to answer you guys' comments, and I thought I would just give a concrete opinion of what I think of the show and sort of my opinion on like Adi Shankar as a director, because I have a mixed opinion again on both, but I do have some positives that I really like. So obviously I still enjoy watching the show. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, first off, for the first season I gave it about like a 6 or 7 out of 10. I wasn't as down on it as a lot of like longtime DMC fans. Like I'm a guy who's played most of the games. Like I love 3, 4, and 5. I've never actually played 1 and 2, but I know the story really. And I love the original Madhouse anime. And part of the reason this channel is actually so popular is because I made so many edits of the Madhouse anime. Because I originally was like, I don't want people to forget about it. Because the new one's coming out. In fact, if the Netflix show's really good, people are going to forget this Madhouse anime. But the crazy thing is, the Netflix show, as you know, had kind of a divisive reception, and people were missing the Madhouse anime. And bizarrely, I was like one of the only people who was posting videos for it. And I think my compilations actually ended up being really good. People were talking about like how professional it looked and just really enjoying it. It was just one of the biggest compliments I've ever gotten. And hundreds of thousands, if not a million of you guys were like watching these compilations. It was truly amazing. But I realized I could have also gotten a lot of views by being super negative on the Netflix show, but I also made a lot of video edits on the Netflix show. And before it came out, I was like, I really hope the show's good. I love DMC. I don't want to be negative on it ever. But the truth is, I'm somewhere in the middle of the Netflix show. Again, with season one, there were things I didn't like, but things I really liked. And with the new trailer, again, there's lots of moments I think this could be really cool, but I hope they don't take the story in a weird direction, kind of with some of the ways they did with season one. I hope they kind of rein some stuff back in. Overall, just to really quickly sum up what I thought of the Netflix anime in detail, again, you can watch that video of my original review. I'm going to put the link down below. But I really enjoyed the earlier episodes of the anime mainly because they were more about like Dante. And that was probably my favorite part of the show when it mainly focused on Dante. I just love seeing like the traditional role of him being a devil hunter, which is what again I love in the games where he can be very comedic, but he has a dark backstory. And I think when the anime really just adapted parts of the games, that's when I liked it the most. Because again, the animation I thought was really beautiful. I guess some of the character models did look kind of off, like especially Dante's hair in season one, which ironically they fixed it in season two. But Virgil's isn't the best, which is kind of funny. Because my guess if we do another season after season two, Virgil's hair will probably be fixed again. And again, I didn't like how some of the major demons were animated because I felt like they could have spent more of the budget because they kind of looked a little off, especially their faces looked very low resolution with these high resolution bodies. I wasn't the biggest fan of really the dialogue in the series. Some of the jokes didn't hit as much as the games. I feel like Adi, his main weakness as a writer is he makes his characters swear too much.
I was told that I wasn't supposed to swear in here tonight.
Which again, the main casualty of this was Lady being not as liked, which is crazy because basically in every single Devil May Cry project she's in, she's one of people's favorite characters. And I didn't actually mind her having a different backstory, but it was just her character was a little off. I felt like for only having 8 episodes, she had a little too much screen time compared to Dante, which was one of the main complaints. I wasn't again big on the demon refugees. I thought his depiction of hell was probably one of the weakest parts of the series. And even the new trailer, it's probably my least favorite part of the new trailer. It's just this ugly green mess, and I'm just like, it just looks awful. I think the demon designs were really bad of the main demons, like just the normal, like human looking refugee things. It wasn't a bad story beat as a standalone story. And I think if you're less familiar with the Devil May Cry universe, you probably would have liked it still. And that was the part of the show that I did like the least. I also really wasn't as big as the American government having such a big role. in the original show. I did think Vice President Baines, for example, was a pretty good antagonist in that he was very methodical and professional, but he was slightly annoying in like a good way. Like you could tell he was like manipulating the protagonist. He wanted Dante under his control. I actually did think he was a pretty good villain. So I'm willing to let most of the American government stuff slide, especially because this is like a bootleg universe as opposed to the main DMC timeline. But them taking over Hell the way they did it was kind of weird. I was even talking to a guy who this was the first DMC content he saw, and he was like, I love this show, but it was like, it was really weird that they play like American Idiot at the end. And it was just such a weird takeover of Hell. And I was like, yeah, that was probably one of the weakest parts of season one as well, which again, the ending shouldn't be one of your weakest parts. But again, though, I think that they're going to set up Arius pretty well, and they're setting up the Hell plot line with Virgil and Mundus, where I think if they do it right, it's going to be okay in the long run. So again, I'm gonna have to watch season two and if they do a season three to give like a full opinion of that. And of course, I have to say, one of the reasons I haven't written the show off at all is I am very, very excited to see Virgil in animation. Like, I think the judgment cuts look really cool in this animation style. And one of the biggest strengths of season one were the fight scenes were really fun to watch. Like, they're very fluid, and I just enjoyed it a lot. And I even like seeing Neil Angelo in animation. I know people are kind of critiquing Virgil's Devil Trigger being Neil Angelo, but my theory is that I think in order if my theory is correct, I think I will like the reason he's Neil Angelo is that he doesn't have his full Devil Trigger yet, and Mundus is sort of manipulating him. So I think that if he unlocks it later, it's going to be really cool. And this brings me to my other really major critique of Adi is just I just sort of just analyze him as a person just from watching him, like in just his writing style and like how he's depicted in marketing. What I noticed is that I think he's a little bit again, if he ever came across this video, I don't want to be rude at all to any like living human being, but I am gonna again, this is a criticism of him, of his like weakest like character traits, is that I think he's a little more on the arrogant side, which I get you have to be to like succeed in business, I feel like, or be like a director. But you notice, for example, in the trailer, it says visionary Adi Shakar. It's not like a humble, oh, I'm a director and I adapted this. It's visionary, like he wants to put his own spin on things. And I feel like he sees material he adapts as being less intelligent, but something he enjoyed when he was younger. And I think he thinks he's the guy to put this intelligent spin, but this is an area where I feel like I'm sort of extrapolating here, but I sort of disagree with him, and I think the original DMC is a very intelligent storyline of just a really good hero in Dante who has this really tragic past, but he really wants to help others, and he believes in the power of souls. Like humanity's not necessarily weaker than demons, because it's truly about the power of souls, which I think is one of the most beautiful themes of DMC that I think he loses a bit. And also, I think he's more like into like the spectacle of like these games in terms of like being like big like fighting games. Like for example, one of the ways he promoted the show in season one is he went to a wrestling event dressed as Dante. Like wrestling, is like just I want to see people beat each other up. Right? I feel like he's more into that part of a story where I feel like he overlooks things that were really intelligent before he adapts things. Again, though, I acknowledge that some of his work is pretty good. Like, I do enjoy Castlevania. I know a little less about the original lore, so I think I enjoy that one more. And I do enjoy this Devil May Cry show, but I do sort of have to critique him a bit and kind of just be like, he does need to rein himself in a bit. And I feel like that would in turn lead to him making better shows. Because again, this isn't, I mean, it's a divisive show for me. Like, I like a lot of things, but there are some things I do dislike. Okay, and I'll go more into detail before I end the video of just what I thought of the season two trailer. I did really like it actually. I really enjoyed most of the scenes, other than the hell quick little scene. I was like, it is kind of funny to see Dante work for the government as much as it's kind of a bit of betrayal at the end of season one, where I'm like, it's gonna slow down the plot because you can tell he's just gonna mess with them as much as he can, and early on the season, as long as it's written well, he's gonna figure out his way out of it. And I hope they definitely make Lady betray them sooner rather than later. Because if they make it drag too much, it's going to make the season a little too boring. Where I think she should just be with Dante trying to stop Virgil. I think that would make the season flow a little better. And I really like seeing like Virgil in the trailer. I thought it was just so cool to see him in action. And Dante finally having Ebony and Ivory was really, really cool. And again, I'm excited to see them confront each other. I hope they have a few battles. And I'd like it if they make Virgil stronger than Dante for the first few fights, but at the end of the season, he's able to stand against him. Like similar to how the DMC 3 structure plays out, where they have multiple fights. I kind of hope they have multiple fights across the season. And I think the best way to write Virgil's character, because it's already done that he's serving Mundus willingly, I think the best way to make his character have a good arc that I think a lot of fans would like is bizarrely taking influence from a character that was inspired by Virgil as a rival character in Satsuki Kurien. If you've ever seen Kill la Kill, this is going to be some massive spoilers for the show. But the big plot reveal in Kill la Kill is that Satsuki wasn't actually serving her mom. She was trying to betray her, and she was trying to make Ryuko stronger so they could fight her together. I think if Virgil's serving Mundus because he knows he can't beat him right now, but he's trying to make his brother Dante stronger so they can fight him together, I think that would be the best way to make him have a fun character arc. And it would also give us a crazy battle, probably at the end of what a season 3 or season 4 would be of the show, where both Dante and Virgil could fight Mundus. And I think it would just be something, regardless of the quality of any of the rest of the show, I think having an animated Virgil and Dante versus Mundus fight would be one of the most amazing things we could get as DMC fans. I think overall, though, I'm going to leave the video there. I kind of just want to give my thoughts just very briefly for fun and just clarify some things because I'm like, and I feel like in some comments when I respond to you guys, I seem more negative on the show, and some of them I seem more positive. But in reality, I'm trying to be as positive as I can be. Like I try to be really excited. I know you guys are kind of about the show like a little iffy because again, the reception of season 1 was mixed, but everybody's hoping season 2 is good. I even did the recent poll, of course, where I believe it was like 70, like 60 to 70% of you guys were like, I hope the show's good for season 2. I'm a little excited, but I hope it's better than season 1. So again, I feel like it's kind of like a hopeful tone we have right now. And I'll definitely revisit this video for sure and see what I think of season 2 when it does come out. But yeah, I think I'm definitely going to leave the video there. So thanks so much for watching. I'd love to do more commentary in the future. I decided to kind of freestyle this one a bit. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope everybody has a great day. Let me know what you guys think of the show in the comments. I have been watching all my other DMC content. I got some gameplay. I got some original 2007 compilations. I got some DMC Netflix videos. I got some of the PGR collaboration, like some edits for that. So anyways, take care of my fellow Demo Hunters, and have a great rest of your day.